Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking technical AI developer updates and completely transforming them into a high-level strategic roadmap. And this is specifically tailored for executives who are prioritizing two things: efficiency and profit. We are cutting straight through all the tech noise to focus purely on actual business outcomes.
Right off the bat, let's just shatter a massive misconception. You know what your business doesn't need? It doesn't need flashy, overly complex AI just for the sake of looking innovative. What you actually need are reliable tools that aggressively protect your bottom line. You want tools that save time, save money, and literally wipe out costly human errors. That's the goal.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll be hitting 6 key areas: foundation, the skill factory, quality control to prevent mistakes, efficiency through API token optimization, an execution and installation guide, a troubleshooting checklist, and we'll wrap up with the bottom line, selling outcomes. Let's just dive straight into step 1.
All right, section 1, foundation, the skill factory. We are talking about automating the automations. Let's look at this brilliant foundation using Anthropic's Skill Creator tool. Honestly, the sheer simplicity this brings to your workflows is just incredible. Instead of having your team wrestle with manual code formatting, which, let's face it, eventually breaks down and causes massive operational headaches, you simply explain a job in plain English. Say, for example, you tell it how to write real estate property descriptions. You do that exactly once, and you walk away with a flawless, reusable asset that performs perfectly every single time.
For an executive, this is an absolute game changer. Why? Because there is absolutely zero technical coding required. None. That massively compresses the learning curve for your staff. Proactively, it prevents flaky, broken code from ever reaching your clients. Basically, this acts as the factory that manufactures all your other profitable AI automations. It's the core engine driving your efficiency.
Moving on to section 2, quality control, preventing mistakes. This is all about stopping errors before they ever hit production. So the absolute #1 failure mode in AI deployment is rushed, sloppy code. But there's a tool called the Superpowers skill that changes the game entirely. It literally forces the AI to hit the brakes. It makes the system step back, isolate its environment, carefully plan, write tests, and then conduct a rigorous 2-stage review before finalizing any code. It basically slows the system down just enough so it acts like a seasoned senior developer rather than an eager, rushing intern. Think of this as your business's ultimate insurance policy. It stops catastrophic mistakes in live production environments where your business is actually on the line. Whether that's catching errors in a critical HVAC dispatch system or preventing weird edge case failures in a payment gateway, this catches those gaps early. That drastically cuts down expensive debugging cycles, which saves your API token costs. You know, the digital currency you're paying per query. Plus, it uses built-in commands for incredibly fast local code reviews. Now, for those massive high-stakes updates, like say a huge database migration, you can escalate your quality control with the Ultra Review command. This deploys a parallel fleet of AI agents into a cloud sandbox to literally attack your codebase. They work independently to reproduce and verify actual logic and security bugs before they ever get anywhere near your clients. It ensures absolute stability. All right, section 3, efficiency, API token optimization. We've got to manage those long-term AI costs. Listen, if you're scaling AI, you are eventually going to hit a really frustrating wall where the system just gets overwhelmed with data. We call this context rot. The AI basically forgets your initial project requirements halfway through a session, starts cutting corners, and totally derails the project. And the result? You end up wasting incredibly expensive human review time just trying to fix what the AI broke. So we combat this context rot with 2 very different tools. On one hand, you have the GSD, or Get Shit Done skill. This is a token investment strategy. You intentionally spend more compute tokens up front to spawn fresh, hyper-focused sub-agents. That ultimately saves you hours of expensive human labor. On the other hand, you have context mode. This is your pure token minimizer. It acts like a filter, compressing all that raw garbage data to directly reduce your usage during those long working sessions. Just look at the insane efficiency here. By routing calls through a sandbox, context mode takes a massive 56 kilobyte raw data snapshot and crushes it down to a mere 299 bytes. By keeping all that garbage out of the system, your AI sessions can hum along flawlessly for 3 straight hours instead of breaking down and frustrating everyone at the 30-minute mark. And the savings actually compound from there. When you add in the Claude Mem skill, which uses vector search, basically a super smart filing system, to carry project knowledge across different sessions, you completely wipe out the startup tax of having to repeat your instructions every single day. That alone gives you a staggering 10 times the token savings purely on data retrieval.
Section 4. Execution Installation Guide. Let's look at a practical roadmap for actually deploying these things. I really want to emphasize this. You do not need a computer science degree to pull this off. You literally just run the plugin install commands in your terminal, restart your environment so it auto-installs those necessary background servers, and then you start building. Just remember, always rigorously test your automations using those built-in quality control skills before you let them touch your live business. Next up, Section 5, Troubleshooting Checklist. Let's overcome some of those common installation hurdles. We pulled this practical checklist directly from the developers to make your deployment as frictionless as possible, but I want you to pay very special attention to that third bullet point. A huge hurdle for teams setting up the Claude Mem tool is that they mistakenly run the standard npm install command. If you do that, it actually severs the vital connection hooks and breaks the automation completely. So stick strictly to the primary plugin commands, make sure your Claude code is version 2.1.86 or higher, and keep in mind that Ultra Review takes a bit of time and will run you about $5 to $20 in runtime costs. Finally, Section 6, the bottom line, selling outcomes. This is all about focusing entirely on efficiency and profit. When you master these 6 skills, everything shifts. You stop selling complicated AI workflows. You stop obsessing over technical features, counting lines of code, or bragging about fancy plugin setups. Instead, you pivot entirely to selling outcomes. You focus on the tangible, highly profitable stuff, saving a business owner 10 hours a week, massively cutting down admin costs, and virtually eliminating human error from the equation entirely. So I'm going to leave you with a thought to really chew on for your own business strategy. Are you out there trying to pitch complex AI workflows? Or are you selling the 10 hours a week you just saved your client? Ask yourself, which of those 2 pitches do you think a busy executive is actually going to write a check for? If you master these foundational tools and stay fiercely focused on the outcomes, you will completely transform how your business operates. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope this roadmap sparks some incredible new efficiencies for you and your team.